cactus and succulent growers, I'm Lynn, and welcome to Desert Plants of Avalon. And today's video is going to be part 4 of moving all of the cacti and succulents that I've had out here in my yard for the spring and summer. Until we get the new greenhouse, we have to move them inside the house. And if you didn't see part 1, part 2 and part 3, then do go ahead and watch it after you've watched this video. As I say, it's a video I'm having to do in parts because it's a big job. Those of you who watch my videos know that we've been waiting for a greenhouse for a very long time, that we ordered in April, and we don't know when it's going to be delivered, but the delivery date they've given us is the end of November. But they're hoping to bring it forward for us. They're doing everything they can, but we have to be prepared. It could be the end of November. So I've had no choice but to bring every single one of the cacti and succulents. And guys, if you've been following me on my journey, this patio here was completely full of tables packed with cacti. And this has all been taken into the house. It's absolutely chaotic in the house, as I'm sure you'll agree. But I've tried to do the best I can with putting them onto tables as close to windows as I can. And then I'm going to be putting probably some grow lights on the ones that are in a very shady position, just until we get the greenhouse. And although a lot of the cacti are absolutely fine regarding temperatures, especially these prickly pear Opuntias, and the weather has been very mild here for October. We've had it extremely wet and very windy so far in October. And after an amazingly dry, very warm and very sunny spring and summer where all the cacti thrived being outdoors, it wasn't a problem without the greenhouse. In fact, they did really well. Now it's obviously autumn and I need to make sure these cacti are totally dry in their pots before I move them into the new greenhouse, because although I'm going to have a heater in the new greenhouse, I'm only going to be heating it to 5 Celsius, which is around 41 degrees Fahrenheit, because any lower than that, these could suffer in my type of climate anyway. But obviously if I keep these out here, even if the days are mild, and then I put them straight into the greenhouse when we get it, if they're wet in their pots and the temperatures drop low and they're just being kept topped up at 5 Celsius, they can rot. It's really important that cacti dry out fully in their pots, because the drier they are, the more lower of a temperature they can survive. And I've mentioned that quite a lot in my videos. And obviously every year I always do my overwintering videos. There's always cacti and succulents I have to bring into the house anyway in the spring or summer, but they're all the ones that are not cold hardy, such as many of the euphorbias and some of the Opuntias that are from the Galapagos Islands, such as this one here, and also my Opuntia zebrina as well, the cobra. These ones sort of need a minimum of 10 Celsius. A lot of the others are pretty cold hardy as long as they're kept dry. And I've also got quite a lot of mixed cacti under here, Cameloberias, Camacerius. These are all pretty cold hardy as well. These in fact can take an unheated greenhouse totally. They can take many degrees below 0 if they're totally bone dry. But these have been, although they're under the table because it has been so windy and we've had extremely heavy downpours of rain, the wind, you know, we've had nearly 70-mile-an-hour winds, gusts at times. It's just blown the rain all underneath and thoroughly soaking the plants. These are all newish additions I got from my wonderful friend Danny Rose, and amazingly these have all been kept dry despite the wind. And you can see here soil is totally dry, and not having to really worry. For some reason it doesn't really blow onto this side, so these are doing well. But these are all going to have to come in as well. So, and all these. So obviously the biggest challenge has been where to put things. I've had a spare room where I'm always going to use to overwinter the cacti that can't take cold temperatures. But I wasn't prepared. I believed that the greenhouse was going to be here for August, because that's what the greenhouse company told me. They said, your greenhouse will be here for August. Anyway, it's now October, and if it's going to be the end of November, it's ridiculous, honestly, guys. So angry about it. But hey, what can you do? So, now today's video is the one I was really dreading. And that's the prickly pears. They're mostly prickly pear Opuntias on here. There's a few of my poro cactus. They've been able to take the rain, but they're going to have to come in as well. There's only so much rain they can take, even the ones that love more humidity. So this is what I'm going to be dealing with today. These are Opuntias. I'm going to be taking them in, and the only place I've had to rake my brains for thinking when earth can I put these, because we have a lovely cat, Honey, and he's a good boy. But I'm worried about him jumping up and hurting himself, because prickly pears, Opuntias, it's not so much the spines, it's more the glow kids, which are these little fuzzy things here. They get into his fur. So the only place I can think of is the living room to put these. I'm going to be putting them a table up in the living room, close to the window where we've got our Sansevierias. Not the best position, because it isn't the most sunniest spot in the house. But there's nowhere else I can put them until we get the greenhouse. So it's put us in a horrible dilemma. The most important thing is that they're going to be kept dry. So although they're soaking wet now, they'll have plenty of time to dry out before we put them into the greenhouse. And these are Opuntias as well. They're in very, very well draining soil, as you can see here. A lot of grit, a lot of pumice. And they do dry out pretty quickly once they don't keep constantly getting rained on. So after enjoying a good spring and summer here anyway, they've done well. We pruned them all back when we had to move in the April time, because we had to make them look a bit easier. Well, not only to make them look a bit more aesthetically pleasing, but also to cut them back, because we wanted them more compact, so they weren't going to be, you know, too in the way when we were moving, for our friends helping us to move. As a result, they've done so well, because they've grown loads of new really healthy pads over the spring and summer. I mean, look at that, one of our Santaritas, beautiful. So they've improved them so well. We have our big Brasilia Opuntia brasiliensis here that we had to also cut back. It was 8 feet high, and it looks so much better now, and it's growing all these lovely, healthy, lush green pads. Although this is in a large pot, it's extremely underpotted. Believe it or not, one day without rain and this is bone dry again. So this one I won't be worrying about today. It can take plenty of rain, and when we do bring it in, within a few days, this will be dry enough to take into the greenhouse anyway. I don't have to worry while the nights are not cold. And my epiphyllums also can take plenty of rain. But I'm going to be bringing them, that'll probably be the next video I do in the next couple of days. I'm going to be bringing these in and putting these into my bathroom. Again, I don't want my bathroom full of plants, as much as I love plants, but it's the only place I can really put them. So, yes, it's mad. But you have to do what you have to do when you have a large collection. And the greenhouse you ordered flipping ages ago, still having to wait for it. You just have to do. I never thought I'd be in this position, and I'm trying to keep upbeat, but the stress, guys, honestly, it's been so stressful that I'm a positive, upbeat person. And although I was told when I ordered it, once the greenhouse base is done, which it is there, that's the base, we've got some garden plants on it just for now, it can take up to 8 weeks, 2 months before the greenhouse can be delivered and assembled. But it's actually been 3.5 months, 14 weeks, which we weren't told at the time. And greenhouse company, the guys there are absolutely super lovely guys. It's out of their hands because it goes to a different department for delivery and assembly, so they understand my situation. What can you do? So keep your fingers crossed for me. If I hear that they're able to bring the date forward, then I'll let you all know, because I have to be prepared. If it is the end of November, at least all these will have, are in the house. The weather can change as well overnight. Even if it wasn't so wet and rainy, it can get cold. So just put my peace of mind once they're in the house. Anyway, enough of my waffling on. I go on about it every time. So today then, it's going to be these Opuntias. So it's very windy. It's very windy, guys. So apologies for the wind noise. Obviously, we have to put them onto this table in our living room. But until we do, we have to clear all this off, put them onto black trays, and then put this table up, and then put them onto the table again. And by putting them on the table in the living room, we're able to close the door to stop our cat from getting in and hurting himself. Our cat has the free run of the house. He loves it. We love him. It's no bother. But obviously we don't want him getting hurt with the Opuntias. So our living room is going to be safe. We close the door in there and he can still go upstairs through the other door and everything like that. You have to think of that when you have pets. So then guys, here we go. I'm going to take these in, put them onto the trays, and then arrange them into some type of order in our living room. Oh, it's madness, guys. Now, what we decided to do to make it a bit easier, I was thinking about putting them all onto trays, but having to think about this, we've got this top table free, so obviously we have plants under here we're protecting. But what we're going to do is move all these Opuntias obviously into the living room, but we're going to be lifting this table up because it's actually not raining at the moment, it's dry, so perfect time to do it. Put this table up in the living room, then take the Opuntias, put them onto it, and then I'm going to be obviously bringing these and these into the house in the next video. So this is going to become in the living room and they're going to be going on it. Oh, it's mad. And so obviously we have to just do what we have to do. But this is clean and we're lifting that up and taking that in. Then guys, that's the white table away, and as I say, it's going to be dry this afternoon hopefully, so I can do these in the next video. But now what we're going to be doing is taking in all these Opuntias that are in the living room, the tables on the living room, and I'm going to be taking in all the small ones first, putting them around the Sansevieria, literally filling in as much space as I can. Oh, it's mad. Oh guys, we put the table up in here. We're starting to bring the Opuntias in. This is our Sansevierias. But we have to make the most of the space, so where there's a bit of space, we put in the smaller Opuntioids all around here. It's not the best window, it does get sunshine in the afternoon, but it's only really just to keep them here till we get the greenhouse. So although it's an absolute mess, I had the most beautiful Sansevieria display in our living room, but you know, I have to use every spot I can to put plants. So a lot of the smaller Opuntias are all going here. They'll get plenty of light. And some of the larger ones going on here. It's just trying to fit in as much as we can. Oh, it's absolutely mad. This is how we're going to have to live, guys. Our living room, where we love to chill and relax. And there's plants everywhere. I don't even want to show you what the kitchen is like now. Huh.
Have the bigger at the back, I think.
Yeah, we're putting the bigger ones at the back and then the small ones at the front. Now these are my Opuntia humifusers that I've grown from seed quite a long time ago now. They labelled it, when was it? March 2016. And although they're extremely cold hardy and certainly take damp, I'm bringing them in anyway because they need to dry out. They maybe in a couple of years I'll be brave enough to plant them out in our garden in a pure gritty soil on a bit of a bank, so they're lifted up because they are cold hardy even in Ireland. But they're still quite youngish in size, so I don't want to risk it this year obviously. This is one of our Opuntias, that's a cristata, and it has started to grow into its normal growth because obviously with Christ-straight cacti, which is how it was, they have a mutant deformity which causes them to grow Christ-straight, and it has started to grow into its normal form. So, you know, you can either chop it back or keep it as it is. I'm keeping it as it is because it just adds wackiness. Now, what I've done is I've got a dehumidifier on. It's going to help dry up a lot of the Opuntias here. And it's one of them good, powerful ones by ProBreeze. And it's showing you now that it's currently between 70 and 60% humidity in the room, which is high, obviously. But once it goes to 40% humidity, that's when it's going to sort of cut off and keep it nice and dry. And this sort of sucks out the humidity, so it's going to suck out a lot of the moisture in the soil there, really help to speed up the drying out process. And I'll just show you here, that's how much water has come in already. It's only been on, what, about 20 minutes? See it coming down the pipe. So it's a powerful machine there. Good to have to help dry out the pots even faster. I got one Opuntia that is really not friendly in any way. It looks amazing, but you only have to look at it and it gets into your skin because it's packed with glow kids. This is my Opuntia ossiculata that I've had for absolutely years. Early 20s. So over 30 years anyway. And it absolutely thrives being outdoors for spring and summer. But I'm actually going to, as I say, the temperatures are so mild, I'm going to leave this one out in the garden. And the reason for that is because it's in such gritty soil. It's practically sand with a bit of top dressing of grit. It dries out incredibly fast. So I'm going to leave it here while it's mild, because to take that in the house, it is a plant I just don't know where I'm going to put it. Obviously, if the temperatures get, you know, drop very cold, which they can do, certainly by the end of November, I will have to take it into the house, probably put it underneath one of the tables to keep, so that our cat doesn't get hurt on it. But in the meantime, it's going to be okay out here. As I say, we had a heavy rain, heavy downpours, and yet this is actually quite gritty and dry, so not a problem there anyway. So I'm going to keep that out a bit longer. The same with the agaves, they can be okay. So this is what we've got left, some Adromistrus, and the reason why I kept them out a bit longer is they're all coming into bud. So I wanted them to stay out as long as possible, but they're having to come in as well. But they're not going to be go with the Opuntias. They'll probably be go somewhere else in the house, and I have to work out where to put all these as well, and all these. But these bigger ones, we have a lot in our kitchen, so may put these maybe on the top shelf in the living room, because we're going to be putting this table on top of the table with the Opuntias, and probably putting some of the other cacti, such as these ones, on the top. I'm not sure how to do it because, as I mentioned, it's absolutely mad. And this is our kitchen. It's just unreal, guys. Yep. Unreal. Never thought I'd having to be doing this, especially as I'd ordered the greenhouse, as you know. Anyway, I can't, if I think about it, I get very angry. But the good news is, when we do get the greenhouse, it's going to be a very happy day, and it means maybe over the late fall, sort of early winter time, I'm going to have a lovely time putting them in the greenhouse and rearranging them on. Going to get some lovely new shelving in there for them. It's going to be amazing. So I just focus on that, and that keeps me going. Woohoo! That is all the Opuntias put away here, and I've put a few other plants mixed in as well there, where there's a bit of space. And I've actually now got a grow light. I've just put a grow light underneath here as well. Ooh, very bright. So that's going to add additional light onto them, because although they're going to be overwintering now at this time of year, where I have these, not only are they under a table, but it is quite a way away from the window, so they will get some natural light anyway. But for example, today is incredibly dark weather. It's gone very dark now this afternoon, so this bit of grow light will just give them a bit of a boost. I'll just have it on for just a few hours a day on the dark days, just to give them a bit of an overwintering boost. And as I say, it's only all temporary till we get the greenhouse, so this isn't going to be stuck in our living room permanently, thank goodness. But they're going to be okay here for the next month anyway. So as you can see, a bit of a mixture of everything, and I've had to even put some Opuntias in, mixed in with some of the Sansevierias in the window there. It looks a bit of a mess, as you can see, but you just have to put them where you can put them. There's nothing I can really do, and I'm just so glad that I have this wee bit of space here I can put them, because a lot of people wouldn't. And it's absolutely crazy that, you know, they've been messed about by the greenhouse company. To be honest, I'm really not happy about it. So fobbed off Oh, we'll get you. You're going to have your greenhouse for August, I was told. And, you know, I'm quite a patient person. And, you know, I'm placid and I'm pleasant. But, you know, it does get me angry because it's left me in a very bad situation, a position. But these plants will be okay. And luckily at this time of year, to be honest with you, they are overwintering now. Their summer grow period is over. So they'll be fine. And I'm going to have a wonderful time then when I bring them into the greenhouse. Probably be, say, the December by the time I'll be able to put these in. Because it's not just when the greenhouse is here, which hopefully, fingers crossed, guys, it will be now, you know, the end of November. They don't put it back yet again. We also have to prepare the greenhouse. We can't just put all the plants in. We have to bubble wrap it. We also have to set up electricity in there so it's all safe as well. So we can put the heater in there, and obviously shelving and then putting the plants in. There's a lot we have to do before we just put the plants in. So, you know, hopefully it'll all be done for Christmas. A Christmas special of a whole tour when all the plants are in there, in the new greenhouse. That could be good for Christmas holidays. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching and all of your amazing, incredible support, guys. And do please subscribe if you haven't done already. And don't forget to click that notification video. Give this video a like. I want to send you tons of love, heaps of happiness, and lots of cactus power. Until my next video. Bye. Cactus mental madness.